Hey guys, here is the latest edition of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. Pretty busy day in the shop, so let's go ahead and hop right in. So some EV stuff going on here on the EV Bug. So our partner that's heading up the EV conversion part of this car is a guy named Leo. Came over today, spent most of the day in the shop, and as you can see, he's mounted the firewall cover here, which a lot of the EV components mount to. You can see here, this is actually for charging the EV part. This, I guess, is like the charge controller. The EV stuff is a bit new to me, so I'm still learning, but I believe that's what he said that is. So when you charge the car, this thing is what actually sends the juice, for lack of a better word, out to the battery to charge it, or the batteries. So yeah, that's going in. What else? Also, he went ahead and mounted the rear battery case. You can see it in there. It's all bolted down now with, I think, like grade 8 bolts. That thing is not going anywhere. There's a module in there. I don't think that's mounted. I think that's just sitting in there for now. But on the front of the car, a bit more going on here. Went ahead and mounted the front battery pack. So again, the battery pack for this car is broken up into two. So one going here where the stock gas tank goes, and the other one is that box that I just showed behind the passenger seat, or the rear seat rather. So yeah, this one is also all mounted in, and he had pre-wired this one. So this pretty much, we brought it over to the shop today looking basically like it is now. He had already kind of built it out with all these different modules and so on in here. So pretty much dropped it in. It picks up the stock gas tank mounting bolt location, so really pretty nice setup, just basically. But yeah, so lots of wiring to do for this, getting all this stuff hooked up. Some huge cables here to send the juice back to the motor, so there's going to be a couple cables like this that run out of the bottom of this box, and then I showed previously there's conduits that are run through the tunnel that come out back there. Those two white circles, so some big lines like that, or cables rather, are going to run through those, and then they're going to go through this heater duct opening here, and then I believe those, I think they join up with the other battery pack. I'm not sure. Again, I'm still learning this EV stuff too. But anyway, they go through there and then they connect to something. So we'll see what as this thing goes together. So yeah, some really good progress today. It's exciting to see the EV part of this car starting to go together. Up until this point, it's pretty much just looked like a Beetle that could have had a gasoline motor plugged into it as much as anything else, but now it's actually starting to kind of show its true colors as an EV car. What else? So Rafa spent some time today on the wiring, the 12-volt part of the wiring, got it all cleaned up, looking super nice and neat now, got all the relays mounted and everything. That's pretty much done. Waiting on the speedometer, as you can see by the big hole there. We're ordering a custom speedometer for the car. I'll show more about that when it comes in. And we've got a couple openings in the dash that we're going to do some things with that are going to look pretty factory as far as for the EV system, so more on that later. So yeah, tons of work done on this car today, really starting to come along. I think Leo's going to come spend all day again tomorrow and continue the wiring and mounting and so on of the EV part of this car. So I worked some on the 23 window today. We actually went and pulled the new wiring harness and yanked out all the old wiring, so you can see this nasty old wiring here that's been painted and it's all crispy is now out, and in its place is new wiring harness. You can see part of it right there, and the tail lights and so on. I don't have any switches or anything for this car yet. I don't have a fuse box. The owner of the car is going to take tomorrow, I think, the switches and an original fuse box that's in really nice condition, so then we can start actually hooking this up. Right now I've just kind of ran the main harness and the headlight harness, and they're just kind of dangling there because there's nothing to connect them to. So hopefully as of tomorrow we'll be able to start actually hooking things up here. It's the rest of the wires here that Don't really have anything to connect to now, but as soon as we get switches, yeah, this is all going to start going together. His turn signal switch seemed to be in pretty decent shape, so hopefully we can use that original one. Have to clean up those wires that have overspray on them and are kind of gross looking, but the switch itself looks nice. We'll make sure it's working before we commit to it. But yeah, so this car is starting to come along. Hopefully again we have more parts tomorrow and we can really make some more headway on the wiring. So this 66 double cab came in today. This is a car that Rafa did a lot to a few years ago, maybe a year or two ago. Came in for basically a tune-up. We haven't done anything with it today, but I just thought I'd show it because it's a nice car that came in. So we're gonna do a tune-up on this, probably go and do a safety check. The car is parked for about half the year, every year or so, and then they take it out and drive it during the cooler months. And it's backfiring and running a little bit sputtery. It's probably just a idle jet or something, but I'll go through the carburetor, clean it out. It's probably got some junk in it. Check the ignition system. It does have disc brakes on the front, so the back I will probably go ahead and pull the drums off and just inspect the wheel cylinders. Sometimes when they sit they can get leaky. Just make sure the car is safe and overall in good running condition. The lady that owns the car drives it a lot during the cooler months of the year. She takes her small children to school, I think, in this thing, and it's pretty much her daily driver from, I think she said, like October through May or June. So super cool that it gets driven that much. So we want to make sure it's safe and reliable and running good for her. So I'll post up some more on that. We'll probably work on this one tomorrow and see what we can do, get it running better. So that is it for today. Hope you guys enjoy this, and we're going to keep the progress coming here. We're on a roll, especially with with all these cars, really just moving forward pretty fast and try and keep things going. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.